I'm Susan Labuhn, and I was born in Buffalo, but my father was born here in Salamanca, and he and my mom, Mary Ellen, decided to bring back 7 kids back to where he was actually even in the house that he was born in, and raise us back here in Salamanca. Graduated from Salamanca High School, went to JCC, and got my applied science associate's degree there, and went on to become a registered nurse. And from there, stayed here since 1964. Been here and loving every sense of it. I love that Salamanca, everybody knows everybody. And at this point, maybe not as much as back in the 60s and 70s, but you still do know people. People are friendly. It's just a nice small town. I was really happy that we were able to raise our children here, and that our one son and his wife have their children here and teaches in the district. We're very happy that we're here. I'm not one of the people that decide to leave the area. There's just a lot here still that people just need to tap into. 30 years ago, there was a lot for kids to do. And I don't mean that we had to have necessarily organized sports. I mean, we do have that. I mean, SYA has an awful lot to offer for the kids. But there was a lot, just people were able to, kids get together and go and play. There was a lot of economic places. We had stores, we had Newberry's, we had Fancher's, we had a lot of things that where people could work, stay here, raise your kids. We don't have that, but I think we can. I think that if we could tap into, we're really fortunate. We're in the middle of Allegheny State Park, Ellicottville. We're not that far from Pennsylvania border. We could have a really nesting tourism. We really could, if we could just tap into that resource. A lot of people have asked, why do you want to do it, and why do you want to do it now? Well, I don't think that the economic times, as bad as it is right now, is the worst it ever was. I mean, if you would talk to a generation, the greatest generation, it was pretty bad in the Depression. So I'm sure that this was probably what they felt like. I think that with creative thinking and with a lot of solutions that people have to bring to the table, we could come back to being a viable economic place. I think that we need to work together and not be, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, but that I'm a member of either New York State, Cattaraugus County, Salamanca, whatever, but that we all need to work together to bring something viable back. I have served people since I was a kid. I worked as a Tony's Tastee-Freez. I worked in the county nursing home. I've worked at the local nursing home, which used to be the former Salamanca. I know people. I've been out there. I've coached kids. So I think I have a good handle of what people are tired of hearing, the cliches, and what people want to see. But I also, in the current job that I work in at Cattaraugus Little Valley, I was a former president of the Teachers Association, so I've worked on 5 different contracts. I know what negotiations are like. I know what budgets are like. They're not easy. There's a give and a take. And the reality is you can't spend what you don't have. So I think I bring that realism to this office. Not that the people that currently aren't, but I think that just living it day to day, a general worker type of person. This district has a couple of unique situations. I mean, obviously, part of us is on the Seneca Nation Reservation. I think we need to tap into that. I think we need to become more partisan with them. I think we need to work better with them. I think that there's a lot that both can bring to that table, and that. I think that that's a really unique situation. But on the other hand, I think that we have not managed our funds so well. So we need to work on what monies that we do, receive through either that or through our grants. The proposal for redistricting right now, the one that's out, I mean, I commend that the legislature even attempted that they needed to. I mean, you're going out and asking management to cut jobs, you're asking top down, you're asking the everyday working taxpayer to cut a job or hours, but we're 21 people, and they're going down to 17 is the proposal. I really think we could go with more. I think that the people that looked at 2 different options. I think it was hurried. A month is not a good enough time to really decide that this is the best viable one. I think we really could go, I don't know why 4 was a magic number. I really think we could go with more. That gives more money freed up into the county, maybe to save jobs, maybe to save programs, you know. So I do disagree with the current proposal, but I do agree there's a better one that's out there. I think also that we have time. It's not going to go into effect for 4 more years. And if you pass this one, it's 10 years before you can bring it back to the people for a census. So don't push something just because it sounds good right now. You know, you have to look at it all the way across the board, what works for all of the districts. I think a big step already was shown that there was an improvement or an attempt to make an improvement between the county. I mean, Seneca President Porter has brought in a former county legislator, Snyder, to work with the nation. I think that he himself, not just working in Washington, but having, you know, worked in the area, I think made a big improvement. I think that it's something that can't happen overnight. We have to all work with it and be willing to work with it. I think that everybody has to look futuristic and not what's happened or what's currently going on. We have to look at what's, you know, I think that the county as well as the nation wants what's best for the seniors and for economically for their youth and bring things back viable, and I think that we can do that.